Now I just got to remember, Olivier, the rest of the night, Olivier.
Oh, it's better than some people saying Olivier or Oliver or this and that, but off of turn number 4 this time, Cheney's going to lead us to the green flag with J.J. Zabel to his outside. 6 cars, 8 laps of distance. Green flag is out, and we are racing in the street stocks.
As they're going to fire it off down into 1 and 2, it is going to be Cheney with the advantage. Now he's going to step up. They're going to go 3 wide. It is Cheney, followed by Zabel and Sturwald. They were 3 wide for a moment. As they go through 3 and 4, though, Cheney's going to lead them down. It's going to be Cheney, Zabel, Sturwald, Olivier, and Tim Dan, your top 5.
Off of turn number 2 this time. Cheney's still your race leader. J.J. Zabel holding off Matt Sturwald for the time being. Here comes Zach Olivier up on the high side to the high side of Tim Dan. Contact between Zabel and Sturwald. Down the front straightaway, they get it all straight and narrow. They're back into the turns 1 and 2. We're still racing clean and green. Here comes Olivier to the high side of Sturwald. He's going to take over the 3rd spot, sailing into turns 3 and 4.
You know, I always thought these things were a cross between a stock car and a late model. It looks more like a cross between a stock car and a sport mod, but these things are wicked fun to watch as it is still Mike Cheney leading J.J. Zabel by 9/10 of a second. The battle really starts there for 3 on back. Olivier, Sturwald, Tim Dan, all right there, 3, 4, and 5, and they are just absolutely going to war with each other.
Going to war they are, as the battle for the 3rd spot still the hot and heavy story in this one. Sturwald's got Tim Dan all over his back bumper. Tim Dan builds a lot of these race cars, as a matter of fact. Owner of TDR Chassis, Tim Dan, building those cars, and they build a safe car, as a couple years ago he proved so at the Rapid Speedway with a heavy wreck on the front stretch of turn 1, and he climbed himself out of the car, certifying the good, safe nature of those TDR chassis.
As 2 laps to go, Mike Cheney now 1.2 seconds ahead. We got a battle for second brewing up. Here comes Zach Olivier as he is going to war with J.J. Zabel. That is for second and third. White flag is out. 1 lap to go.
1 lap to go, and it's all behind Mike Cheney in the 12 car. Down the back straightaway. Teammate Ron Howe back there further on in the field. You can see by the similar paint schemes and the flip-flop number scheme, but we're going to go checkered flag flying for the 12 of Mike Cheney. And second goes to J.J. Zabel. Third is Zach Olivier in the 71. Then it was going to be Matt Sturwald, and rounding out the top 5 is the 40 of Tim Dan.
I guess when it comes to Zach's name, I could go back to the elementary school thing. Think of 2 things together that will make you remember it. Zach, Olive, Ear.
That's one way to make yourself remember it.
Yeah. 50-50 tickets, 1 ticket for $1, 6 for $5, or 49 tickets for $10 or $20. That is down behind the grandstands. Also, same spot, you can get tickets for the quilt raffle. That is $1 a ticket, or 3 tickets for $5. Kids, if you are running in the Power Wheels or bike races, check in with Bradley Green down there at the table before you race. We are underway as it's going to be Corey Yai off to the early advantage. Ferguson going to tuck tail right in behind him. Then here comes the 55 of John Hoying. And Clausen trying to stick his way 3 wide in there. Thinks a little bit better of it as Tyler Zabel will take 4th. Clausen will be sitting in 5th after lap number 1.
Meanwhile, battle is on for that second place spot as Ferguson's trying to hold off Zabel and Hoying. Hoying is up on the high side. Here comes Clausen to throw his hat in the mix. He's going to stick his nose in the middle of a 3-wide situation. Down the front stretch we go. Hoying holds off Clausen for that lap. And around the outside goes Clausen on the 211 of Tyler Zabel.
3, 4, and 5. They are changing positions almost every corner right now, as it is still Yai, Ferguson, Hoying, Clausen, and Zabel, your top 5. They're going to power back down into 1 and 2. Corey Yai, a 1.6 second advantage. He is pretty much walking away with it. As Ferguson, he's got Hoying all over him. Battle for second at the line. It's going to go to Ferguson this time by.
Ferguson's going to hold on to the top line as they come off of turn number 2. He's got a good line and good momentum down the backstretch. Drives away in that second place spot. He's going to try and run away in that second spot over John Hoying, as Hoying's going to battle back to the low side with Colby Clausen hot on his tail. Corey I, although way out in front of this one, no challenge for him, but the battle's still raging on for the second and third spots.
Yeah, absolutely. He is just absolutely gone. He is already halfway back to Sioux Falls right now. Oh, as we got the 211 going around over there in 3 and 4. That is Tyler Zabel. He was running 5th at the time. Caution going to come out as solo spin by the 211, Tyler Zabel.
Some problems for Tyler Zabel as he sits at the bottom of turns 3 and 4. He will get it back underway and rejoin the track.
All right, so we have 2-lap dash for all the glory as they're going to fire it off down. It's going to be Colby Clausen. Check this out, trying to go for the 2-for-1 special. He will get it done temporarily as 15 of Ferguson battling back around the high side to get him. 1 lap to go. It is still Yai, followed by Ferguson, Clausen, and Hoying. As again, Colby Clausen to the inside, not quite able to make it happen. They're going to come through 3 and 4 one more time. Corey Yai will take the heat race win. Brandon Ferguson second, then it is Colby Clausen and John Hoying rounding out your field.
To the Interstate Speedway, traveling around the region, it's the Late Model Street Stock Touring Series by Sioux Empire Cleaning. Through turns 3 and 4, this time by it's Ferguson and Cheney to the green flag. The street stocks come to life at the Interstate Speedway.
And as they fired off down into 1 and 2 for lap number 1. Oh, the 15 leads him in, but he will not lead him out. Gets slideways, comes to a stop, Brandon Ferguson. And that's going to bring out the yellow bed sheets. Caution is out.
Problems off the get-go on that one as Brandon Ferguson got on the gas a little too quickly, brought her around at the top of turns 1 and 2, and brings us to the yellow flag. He got her back underway and will rejoin us at the back of the field.
Yeah, just a little quick on the stick when it comes to hitting the fun button. We're going to go right back to green, though, as this time it's going to be Cheney to the outside and the 3 of Storwald to the inside. They're going to go side by side, leaning on each other all the way down the backstretch. Here comes, they're almost going to go 3 wide for 3, 4, and 5, and in fact 2, almost 4 wide. Holy cow.
Reminiscent of battles that happens every week at I-90 Speedway and Houston Speedway. This class puts on a show, and they're putting on one here tonight as from the back of the restart, Ferguson is going to try and make his way towards the front, but he's got a mad gaggle of cars just ahead of him. We are battling from everything third on back.
So you're saying a cross between a stock car and a sport mod runs just like a stock car. Gotcha. As these guys are putting on every bit as much action as our own B&B Contracting stock cars do week in and week out. Right now it is still all Cheney, though, 1.3 seconds ahead, followed by Sturwald, Olivier, Dan, and Hoying. That is your top 5 as the battle is still on. Olivier and Sturwald. Sturwald the inside, but Olivier's gonna take second.
Olivier gets that second place spot as he's ripping the high side around the Interstate Speedway. Sturwald's trying to catfish down low as they come off of the back straightaway. Cheney well out with your race lead. Olivier up on the high side. John Hoying right behind him. Sturwald and Tim Dan are down on the low side as they come off of turn number 4. Olivier stretching his second place spot ahead of Sturwald. Now Sturwald rips it to the high side. That opens the door for Tim Dan to come on by, and Corey I is waiting in the wings, and here comes Ferguson.
Oh my, it's been a long time. I've always wanted to see these guys. And I'll tell you right now, I am not disappointed. Just 6 laps into the 20-lap feature. This action is absolutely phenomenal as Cheney is still out walking away. But it's Olivier in second trying to make up some ground right now. It's currently 2.099 seconds. Now 1.650 seconds. Guess what? Olivier is catching Cheney. We may still have a battle for the lead yet.
Zach Olivier is on the hunt as he sails into turns 3 and 4. Found something on the high side he has to his liking. Tim Dan has found something down low as he takes over the 3rd spot from Sturwald. Sturwald back to 4th. Hoying is trying to chase him down. Colby Clausen now into the 5th spot. He's going to try and find his way up as well, as we got cars trying to find every way they can. Zach Olivier currently in the 2nd spot, chasing down your race leader.
Colby Clausen, former stock car driver, used to run all over the place. Started running that and this series and kind of transitioned over to just this class as it fits his driving style really well. Also run a few late model starts as well, as he is currently trying to go to work on the 56 of John Hoying for that 5th place spot.
Had it right the first time. 55 of John Hoying now has to hold off the 34K of Colby Clausen. Clausen now looking down the low side as he's got Howe to his inside. Ron Howe in that battle, as well as Ferguson still trying to find his way back up from the back of the pack on that restart. Closing in though. The laps are winding down, and Zach Olivier now has swapped to the low side with Tim Dan in 3rd spot. Battle is on deeper in the field as now Colby Clausen slips a grip and loses ground to Ron Howe down to the inside. Up front though, it's still Cheney, Olivier, Tim Dan, and Sturwald.
Olivier decided to go to the low side, and guess what? He backed up to 1.6 seconds back. He goes back to the high side 3 and 4. He goes from 1.6 to 1.248. He is coming.
Trouble in turn number 3 as John Hoying goes up onto the high side, mud plug on the ground. We will have to go to the yellow flag.
Oh man, and Olivier was coming too. He was pulling the traditional Travis Barker line. High in 3, turn, drive it straight down the hill in 4, and he was coming. He had cut it from just over 1.6 seconds to 1.099 seconds, and oh my, John Hoying right front destroyed.
Oh, that would explain why he sent his car up into the turn 3 wall. Tie rod broke on the right front, flattened the tire, and that thing is going to be DUN done for this feature. Tough break for the Hoying gang.
Yeah, upper lowers, brakes. Now here's the thing. Can Olivier, with having the 40 of Dan right there, still be able to drive that line? And can he take the fight to Cheney? We've got 7 laps to go to find out. And you won't believe this. Our chief starter gets the green flag stuck on the fence.
Trouble for Josh Blom as he gets the flag stuck on the fence, but he's going to put it back into his spot, and we're going to stay to the green flag as we come off of turn number 4. Battle is going to rage on as here comes Tim Dan to the inside of Zach Olivier. Olivier still up on the high side. Cheney's still trying to drive on the low side, doesn't know the high side is coming. Here comes Ferguson. Ferguson in the 4th spot. He's going to be the back bumper, trying to find his way to 3rd, and oh, he drove it in too hard, got into Olivier, and goes around.
Zach Olivier couldn't have gone any higher without eating the wall. Ferguson gets in there, slides up. As to steal a line from Jerry Van Sickle, left side romance, or right side romance, left side lovin'. And around went Ferguson. A couple more cars, looks like Clausen, the 21 of Howe. And I'm not sure, possibly the 211, I think the other car is.
That is the 211 of Tyler Zabel, yes.
They all spun to avoid. Not sure what these guys run for power plants, but these things, even with headphones on and with the windows, with the booth enclosed, those power plants sound healthy.
They do indeed. Gonna get a healthy dose of them this time by as we come to the green flag. We're back to racing, 5 laps to go.
They're going to fire back down into 1 and 2. Olivier this time going to go side by side with Tim Dan. The battle is on. They are right behind Mike Cheney. Now here comes the 64 of Corey Yai. As they come down, guess what? Cheney, you got company. Olivier right there as he's going to drive it down the hill. He's going to get to the corner, get to the door. They're going to be side by side. He's got a little bit of an advantage going into 3 and 4. Can he get it driven down the hill? Ladies and gentlemen, click, click, boom, got him. New leader, Zach Olivier.
Don't count out Corey Yai as he's up into the top 3 as well as he gets around Tim Dan. Side by side for the race leader, Zach Olivier, Corey Yai, Mike Cheney, your top 3. And it's going to be a battle between these 3 coming to the checkers flag in 2 laps. 2 laps to go, and Yai's going to rip on the high side as Olivier tries to rip around the high side of Cheney. 3 cars are going to go at it as we come to the white flag this time by.
Cheney had the lead that last time by 24 one-thousandths of a second. This time by, it's going to go back to Olivier, .122. Cheney not able to get up there and block Olivier. Olivier better in 3 and 4 anyway, but here comes Corey Yai. Olivier going to try and get it. It's going to be a drag race. It's going to go to Mike Cheney. 91 one-thousandths of a second. Zach Olivier second, Corey Yai third, Tim Dan fourth, and Matt Sturwald rounds out the top 5. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about the late model straight stocks? Not going to lie, I kind of wish these guys were here each and every week. That was an awesome, awesome race. Still got the there they go. They disconnect the hose. Ladies and gentlemen, your Sioux Empire Cleaning late model street stock feature winner, it's Mike Cheney.
We'll have a quick word with Mike Cheney up away from the car so that it can let it cool down. Mike, welcome to Interstate Speedway and welcome to Victory Lane.
Thanks. That was a good track. I saw Zach coming on the outside there a couple times, and he made me drive a little harder towards the end there. But we came down here and tested a couple times with you guys, and it's a great facility. Hopefully we come back. So, go ahead.
So how'd the track feel out there? And you felt a little bit of pressure from some of the regular guys you compete with at I-90 and Huset's. Walk us through that feature. What pressure did you feel behind them? And just everything there.
Well, the rest of the start, I saw Ferguson get a little high. I'm sorry, got a little high and pushed up to the wall, and then I knew Sturwald was going to be right there, and he can run a pretty consistent line. And I think we banged a couple times going into 1, coming out of 2, and then I just got in front of him, and that was it. So, thanks everybody. Thanks for having us. This was awesome.
Who do you got to thank for your sponsors to bring you to Victory Lane?
Ron Howe, he's the #1 behind this car. He does everything for this thing. Owner, everything. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be racing right now. But there's Bargain Barn, Troy Nordoff, Blair Nordoff. Those guys are awesome. Pro Garage Door, Lakeside Dock Service. There's a bunch on here. Ron Weber, Realtor, but I know I'm forgetting some. My wife and these guys right here, that's my main support right there. So thank you.
All right, we'll let you celebrate here at Victory Lane. Mike Cheney bringing home tonight's feature in your Sioux Empire Cleaning Late Model Street Stock Touring Series.